And what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Acceleracers for another video. Hopefully you guys are all doing awesome today, guys, because I have a video that I've been itching to record for several months now. So we've done a bunch of rankings videos recently. We've done, the best drivers, the hardest realms, my favorite card arts from the vehicles, the racing realms, so on and so forth. But one thing I've never ranked, and I'm not sure why it never occurred to me before, is to rank my favorite customs that we've seen in the Acceleracers community over the last couple of years. And we've seen a ton of different customs on the channel over the last couple of years. I think in total it's like 115 or 120 different customs as of the last time I checked, and we've seen more since then. So it's been a ton of customs. We actually did a big, for those of you guys who weren't around, we did like a community polling thing on my community tab where we voted on everyone's favorite custom that we've seen in the community. I had a whole bracket. It took like a month to go through all of them. And in a twist of fate that most people probably could have predicted, the Dior 2 ended up winning. I think the Dior 2 ended up being like, I think out of the last 8 cars that were left, I think 4 of them were Teku Dior 2 renditions. So the Dior 2 absolutely cleaned up. But I didn't actually go through and rank my favorite customs because I have seen quite a few in front of me. So in this video, guys, I'm going to be going through my top 25 customs that we've seen on the Acceleracers Hub channel over the last couple of years. And if there's one thing people are passionate about, it is Acceleracers customizing. So I can't wait to see you guys' feedback down in the comments. And before we go any further, go ahead and go down in the comments. Let me know your 3 favorite customs that you've seen on the channel or in the community in general over the last couple of years, because we've seen a ton. There's got to be well over 200, 250 different customs that we've seen. But, and that includes hyperpods, cars, everything. But for this video, I'm only going to be doing the 1/64 scale cars, just because it can get way out of control. We've seen some pretty wicked, old smoking customs and stuff like that. So let's jump right into this rankings video of my top 25 customs that we've seen in the community, starting with number 25. Which is the LED baseline. This is still one of the coolest concepts I've seen in customs. I believe this was an Acceleron Customs creation where he took a McDonald's baseline from back in the day and stuck LED lights in it. It actually changed colors when it was on. It went through a whole range of colors. What a wicked concept. And immediately off rip, guys, this got very difficult. By narrowing down to my top 40 or 45 customs and then tried to go to 25 from there, this got tough really quick because a lot of these Teku customs are just unbelievable. But this is the Flashback Synchro custom. Love the sort of strip metal grayed out look on it. And at number 23, we have the Vectra Carbide custom made by Metrometrics. Cannot say enough about the sheen and the shine on this car. I've always been a big carbide spec type fan, as is. So to see this car with sort of hyper style paint on it and the purple hieroglyphs on the side, unreal. And at number 22, we have the Premium RD08 custom made by Metrometrics. And most of you guys know this is one of my favorite customs. So if it's all the way down at number 22, that just shows how difficult this was. Moving on to number 21, we have the Silencers Side Draft custom. Once again, I'm a huge fan of Side Draft. And a lot of these top 25 cars are all some of my favorite models, side drafts, synchros, slingshots, so on and so forth. But this car is absolutely gorgeous. Can't say enough about the chrome paint with the deep purple windshield. And at number 20, we have the Holofoil RD09. The holofoil effect on this car was unbelievable, especially coupled with that deep green windshield. It was a winner in my book from day one. And this batch of customs that Randy had sent us was actually one of my all-time favorite batches. There's a bunch of cars from this batch in this video. Moving up to number 19, we have the mid-transition Z, or the split Z, whatever you want to call it. Z35 in the front, slingshot in the back. There's a mullet reference in there somewhere. This car is unreal. And at number 18, we have the Droned Crazy 8s custom. And I believe this was the first rendition of the Droned Crazy 8s that Metrometrics made. He made several others, but honestly, a lot of the older customs that the creators made are some of my favorites. This Crazy 8s is just out of this world. The chrome on the engine portion right in the middle of the car is unreal. This car gleamed on camera. And at number 17, we have the Highway 35 video game car, the Scorchers Maelstrom. And guys, the chrome paint on this, I'm going to say this a lot throughout the video. The chrome paint on some of these is out of this world. Unfortunately, the camera doesn't pick it up 100%. But here's another shot of it, and the decals were almost holographic on top. They absolutely kind of moved with the light. It was beautiful. And at number 16, we have the Holofoil High Voltage. Love the holofoil effect on these cars. High Voltage is beautiful as is. And with some of these cars, the hyper and holofoil effects just absolutely took them to a new level. And you guys are probably starting to see a Teku theme already here. But at number 15, we have the OG, the original baseline. This was the first baseline that I reviewed on the channel. This was in the very first batch of customs that we got from Randy. It absolutely stands up to the test of time. Even with modern customs, this thing is still a work of art. And at number 14, we have the Hyper Reverb Custom, another just gem of a custom, guys. For some reason, the Hyper paint went very well with all the Teku cars. I don't think I saw a single bad looking Hyper Teku car, but this one, guys, reverb's cool enough as is. Add some sheen and some holofoil to it. Holy smokes. And at number 13, the Rare Metal Maniacs vehicle. This is the Torqued Rolling Thunder Custom. And this one I don't think was very popular with the community, but it really struck a chord with me. On camera, the chrome engine with the hyper, or the torqued effect, if you will. Torqued and hyper, pretty much the same thing. But the torqued effect on this car, guys, it almost turned it pink. And like this blinding pink with the chrome, whew, it was a work of art. And at number 12, this is not a great photo of it, but this is the Candy Paint Reverb. This was in the Candy Paint batch of customs, and the blue on this was just brilliant. And at number 11, this was also in that Candy Paint batch. This is the Premium Dior 2. I believe it had Carlomo ball bearing wheels. Randy might have to correct me down in the comments section. Once again, this photo is not great, but this was just the peak of Dior 2s for me, guys. The decals were crisp, the wheels are on point, the paint job magnificent. This is out of this world. And now we are moving into the top 10, guys, and this is where it starts to get really difficult. So at number 10, we have the Body Kit Riveted. This had the 3D printed front bumper that was from Overused with the movie accurate paint job. Just look at this car. Moving on to number 9, we have another Hyper Teku vehicle. This is the Hyper Battle Spec. And once again, the paint job, the Hyper effect just crushes with the blue and the orange. This car is a gem. And at number 8, it's only fitting that right next to Kurt, we have a little bit of Wild. So this is the Drone Spinebuster custom that Randy made. And this was another one that, like that Premium RD08, the gloss black paint with the chrome engine pieces is just an unbelievable combination, especially with the deep green windshield. And here is another shot of this car. It, once again, gleamed on camera. And moving on to number 7, guys, we're coming down to the crunch here. This is the Candy Paint Synchro. And once again, the camera does not quite do it justice. It almost looks a little orange in this screenshot, but it is blinding gold. And we're gonna keep the Synchro train rolling all the way to the top. This is a holofoil Synchro. You can see the Hyper Synchro next to it. This is a holofoil Synchro, and the only reason this one is above the movie accurate one is just that strip metal style paint job. I just cannot say enough about it, guys. And with the crystal blue windshield, this car pops. And moving into the top 5, guys, most of y'all can probably complete my top 5 just from listening to me talk about the customs. But this is the Premium Crazy 8s custom that Randy did way back in the day. This car was out of this world. I say that a lot, but truly, Crazy 8s is already a cool car, but to get it with a little bit of clear coat, some shine, some sheen, man, this thing glowed. And at number 4, y'all know Spectite is my favorite car from the Acceleracers line. Well, here it is, the Hyper version of Spectite. The orange decals, the blue, it went magnificently with the Hyper paint. Out of this world. And this is one that a bunch of you guys probably don't even remember seeing on the channel. This is way back in the day. But this strip metal Dior 2 was beautiful. I love the movie accurate tires on it. And there's just something about the strip metal paint job that just works for me. And Dior 2 just looked even more wicked with it. Love the chrome on the surfboards as well. I think that was probably the final touch that set it over the top. Just beautiful. And once again, at the number 2 spot, we had the stripped metal Power Rage, another earlier custom by Randy. Mimics that Gen 2 car beautifully. But this shot right here, guys, just makes me weak in the knees. It is just unreal. That side profile, wow. Randy really outdid himself on this one. And as we move into the top spot, guys, how many of y'all already know what it is? I give you the Midnight Purple Slingshot. Saw it once, fell in love with it, never went back. This is the premium custom. This is the custom of all customs for me. Something about that midnight paint, it was sort of a magenta color, and it ranged under the light in the perspective you're looking at it, anywhere from sort of a deep sunset orange to that magenta to a deep purple. I have never seen anything quite like it. With the pop-up headlights and that deep green windshield, this car was just stunning. And here is one more shot of it from the side because I just can't get enough about it. Look at the range on the colors, guys. And I'm not sure what kind of wheels those are. I don't remember. It's been a long time since we reviewed this, but they fit this car beautifully. And Kurt Wilde is driving in style. And here are a handful of customs that just missed the cut for me, but I figured they are also worth mentioning, sort of honorary mentions. This is the Road Beast Greased Lightning from the video game. This Teku Paradigm Shift was another one of my favorites. I just couldn't quite put it in over some of the cars that were actually in the Acceleracers line, but gosh, this paint job is beautiful and the chrome on that spoiler is wicked. And another honorary mention is this simulator car. And we can't have a customs review without throwing the clip drone with wings in there. These were magnetic wings that clip to the side of this car. Still one of the cooler things I've seen. And another one of my stripped metal faves to close it out. This is the stripped metal Maniacs Roadrunner. You can see the movie accurate Roadrunner up behind it, but this stripped metal car was just beautiful. And that is going to wrap it up for this customs ranking video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing what my favorite cars were. And I'm curious, some of the newer members of the community probably weren't even around when some of these customs started coming out. I mean, Randy, Acceleron Customs, all those guys have been pumping out customs for years now. So it's been pretty cool to see the process over the last couple of years as they just go from cooler to cooler to cooler. And some customs, you know, they make for a while. Like I know Randy was doing a bunch of those drone style Crazy 8s, things of that nature. And then you don't really see a whole bunch of those anymore. So there's kind of waves on customs, but hopefully some of the newer subscribers got to see some customs they haven't seen before, because like I said, you have to go pretty far back on the subreddit to track down some of these. But at the end of the day, guys, no matter how cool a custom is, I don't know if anything is ever going to be able to surpass that Midnight Slingshot for me. From the moment I saw it, I only had eyes for it. It is absolutely gorgeous. And in my opinion, that's the peak of customs. It's never going to be better than that. So be sure to go down to the comment section and let me know what you thought of my rankings, or if you thought there was anything that should be much higher or much lower than it is, guys, or if there's anything you can't believe I missed. Let me know down in the comments, because it was kind of hard to sort through all 150 or so customs and figure out which ones were my top 25. I'm sure I'm going to read the comments later and go, gosh, how did I forget that one? That should have been in there. But you can't win them all, right? So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash the like button for me. Subscribe to the Acceleracers Hub for more Acceleracers related content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, guys.